Now let us see a situation wherein the challenge on the identity of the elector by the polling agent is accepted. Elector enters the polling station, goes to the first polling officer. The first polling officer identifies the elector on Epic, loudly calls out the name and serial number of the elector for the benefit of the polling agents and the second polling officer,
Serial number 312, Bharti Gaonkar.
and records male and female count on separate sheet.
I'm challenging her identity.
What is the objection?
Ma'am, she's not the one whose name is there in the voters list.
Okay. Are you challenging her identity?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. As per the procedure, if you are challenging her identity, you will have to pay fee of ₹2,
Okay.
to which I will give you a receipt, and then you'll have to prove that she is not the same person.
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
The presiding officer intervenes and does summary inquiry with the polling agent and the elector simultaneously. Presiding officer explains the consequences and penal actions of impersonating someone.
I will need ₹2 as challenge fee. This is your receipt. Madam, she has challenged your identity. You will have to prove that she is not the same person. Do you have any
Yeah,
evidence?
I have the death certificate of the person.
Please show it to me. Can I see your Epic card?
The presiding officer inquires with the elector.
Madam, where do you stay?
I stay in Panjim.
But ma'am, where exactly in Panjim? Do you know your BLO?
No.
Your BLO's name, do you remember? Did you vote in the last elections in Goa? Ma'am, do you have any alternate document?
No, ma'am. Now I'm not carrying any document now.
You need to prove your identity. So I need your identity card. Any ID proof.
Ma'am, if you want any identity card, then I can go home and I can get it back.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I cannot allow you to go home and get ID card. You're unable to prove your identity, and this polling agent has submitted death certificate which shows name of this elector. Therefore, I'll have to hand over you to the SHO for legal action, and it seems to be impersonation. I'm sorry, you'll have to go to the SHO. Please take her to the SHO. Take this letter.
The presiding officer gives ₹2 back to the polling agent as the challenge is proven correct. The presiding officer fills the prescribed form and asks the peon to hand over the elector to the SHO, that is station head officer.
Please hand over her to the SHO.
In the next situation, you will see a polling agent challenges the identity of the elector. In the first instance, let us see what is to be done when the challenge is rejected and the elector is a genuine voter. Elector enters the polling station, goes to the first polling officer. The first polling officer identifies the elector on Epic, loudly calls out the name and serial number of the elector.
Serial number 242, Rama Gadi.
For the benefit of the polling agents and the second polling officer, and records male and female count on separate sheet.
Objection, sir.
What?
What is the matter?
I am objecting his identity.
One of the polling agent challenges the identity of the elector, stating that he is not the same elector whose name appears on the electoral roll. The presiding officer intervenes and does summary inquiry.
Are you sure you are objecting to his identity?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you challenging his identity?
Yes.
Okay, in that case, if you're challenging, you have to pay a fee of rupees 2, to which a receipt will be issued to you.
Yes.
And also you will have to prove that he is not the same person. Okay. This is your receipt. I will need 2 rupees. Now, as per the procedure, you will have to prove that he is not the same person. I will need evidence for that.
Yes.
Do you have any evidence?
But the polling agent fails to give the evidence.
Sir, where do you stay?
I'm staying near Penjim Church.
Okay. And do you know your BLO?
Yes, I know my BLO.
Okay, can you tell me your BLO's name, sir, please?
I think Mahesh Naik.
Yes. And did you vote in the last elections?
Yes, I voted in the last election, in the parliamentary election.
Sir, do you have any other alternate document? Yes, I have. Please.
The presiding officer inquires with the elector whether he possesses any alternate document. Elector produces alternate document of his identity. The presiding officer allows the elector to vote and rejects the challenge of the polling agent.
Identity proven, challenge rejected, 2 rupees forfeited, you can vote.
Serial number 242, Rama Gadi.
The second polling officer notes it down on the voter slip, write details of the elector on the 17A register, asks the elector whether he wants to sign or put a thumb impression on 17A. Second polling officer takes his signature on the 17A, puts indelible ink on the left forefinger of the elector and then issues the voter slip. The third polling officer takes back the voter slip and releases the ballot from the control unit and directs the elector to proceed to the voting compartment. The elector then proceeds to the voting compartment, carefully watches the balloting unit, presses the button of the balloting unit as per his choice, and then watches the voter slip shown in the VVPAT. And then proceeds out of the polling station.